Hello, I got for repair this Revox B285 receiver. The owner found it in a garbage in a non-working condition, and he tried to fix it himself, but he couldn't, so he just brought it back to me in pieces. When I power it on, the display lights turn on normally, then after a few seconds they just turn very bright, and then they shut down completely. All the buttons were working fine as they show on display, but there was no sound at all on speaker output nor the headphone jack. As it was a junk find, the owner didn't want to spend too much money on it, so I'll just try to fix it as fast and cheap as possible. This is the power amplifier module with a massive heatsink. The power transistors are 2SC2922 and 2SA1216, one pair per channel. Power output 90 watt at 4 ohm, 70 watt at 8 ohm with both channels driven from 20 Hz to 20 kHz with only 0.03 THD. Next step, I measured all the transistors and other components without removing them, looking for a short or open circuit, but I didn't find any. Everything was okay. There were a few spots on the board showing signs of heating exposure. That's where the driver transistors are mounted. It seems like these transistors are normally running very hot and they don't have any heatsink. I also found a lot of cold solder joints, so I had to touch up most of the soldering points on this board. Another issue was with the display lights. Originally they were supposed to be 36 volt 3 watt lamps, two of them connected in parallel, but someone at some point replaced them with 12 volt 5 watt lamps, causing a fuse to blow. The owner wanted LEDs instead, but I didn't have 36 volt LEDs, so I had to improvise and make something to match the old lamps. These are 12 volt LEDs, 3 of them connected in series. Got them from a regular 12 volt LED car lamp. This is how they look like. Each one of these little LED is mounted on its own PCB with a current limiting resistor, so we can take 12 volt, and connecting 3 of them in series I got a 36 volt lamp I needed. They have a colder light than the original incandescent lamps, but I like it more that way, and they will last forever for sure. After fixing the lights, I turned the amplifier on and I measured all the voltages, and everything was fine. Absolutely everything was fine, but still no sound output. I've studied the manual and found out that there is a volume top button on the front of the receiver, which actually reduces the output volume to a user preset value. That means you can set the value to minimum, and when you turn on the receiver you won't have any sound output, and you can set it independently on the speaker output or the headphone jack. Of course, it was set to minimum, so the receiver was always in a mute mode. As I said, I got this receiver in pieces, so most of the screws were missing. I had some tough time trying to find matching screws. The FM radio is very good. I have excellent reception even with a short wire as an antenna. There is a -20 dB button which will instantly lower the volume. That's very useful if you need to answer a phone call. The tone control has plus and minus buttons for bass and treble. When it's on, the display will show you the amount of correction. There are 4 additional inputs available: one phono, CD player, and 2 tape decks. The volume buttons are both dual action, so pressing on one end will increase or decrease the volume with 1 step, and pressing on the other end will increase or decrease with 3 steps. The volume top button will let you select the maximum output level. This was my quick repair of this Revox B285 receiver. I hope you liked the video, and thank you for watching.